All right, we move on to race number 2, the second on the programme. We're on the turf here, down the straight as well. 1,000-metre dash, Class 4 contest, heading by Dashing Gainer. Drops in trip and into Class 4 for the first time. Refined Treasure, very impressive last time out. Complacency won on debut as well, the half to Contentment. District Express makes his debut. He's his half-brother to Sacred Ibis. Happy Force is a half-brother to Long John, a Caulfield Guineas winner. We got Just Not Listening, a Live Bird, and Striking Mr. C all making their second starts. Ocean Leech is lightly raced as well. And down to Peace on Earth and Rochford, who's actually eligible for a class drop.
Plenty of pace here. Of course, we're looking right to left here on this particular speed map. And Striking Mr. C, he went forward in his first race. Refined Treasure showed good gate speed second time up. And Dashing Gainer, well, there's a bit of a speedy squib at the moment, but he shouldn't be too far away in the early exchanges.
One of the main protagonists in this race is Complacency. He wasn't really that favoured on debut. He was a $12 chance, but he won nicely. He's the half to Contentment, this horse, but one start, one win. You can see him doing it nicely. Just Not Listening, I thought, wasn't a bad run on debut from him. He finished just in behind, and from a wide, from the outside barrier draw, he should get the really nice run, as we saw in that speed map. And he's improved, so he's definitely one to keep an eye on, is Just Not Listening. And Pearly Treasure, another one that's only had limited starts here as well, just the 3. Neil Cullen doing all the work on him, and he's a pretty relaxed horse in the morning, so I think he'll be the one sort of finishing off late.
All right, he's had a little break, freshen up since December. We're going to start here with Chad Schofield. Of course, he was on board at Refined Treasure. He'll ride him again. What are his chances of backing up?
Chad, Refined Treasure, a very, very impressive victory last time out. Your thoughts on this horse?
I really like him as a type. His win the other day with me was pretty dominant, and he's had a nice gap in between that run and his next one to recover, and his work since has been really nice. He had a quiet trial on the dirt the other morning, and he felt really good. So, you know, Class 4,000, he's going to be hard to beat. There's another horse who won impressively on debut in Complacency, so they both look very nice horses. But yeah, my bloke's he's quite talented.
Has to carry top weight, but stays in Class 4. Should that be enough, do you think? I mean, is he going to be able to cope with the top weight?
Well, I hope so. He's not the biggest horse. I mean, his frame's fine, but he's quite light. But you know, it is only 1,000 metres, and he's very fast. So he's got a touch of class. So hopefully that sees him through.
You've also done all the work on District Express, who makes his first start in Hong Kong as well. What are your thoughts on that horse?
I have a lot of time for that horse. He's been giving me a tremendous feel in the mornings. He hasn't really done a great deal. His two trials have been pretty quiet, so whether or not he needs the run, we'll wait and see, but he's definitely a quality horse.
We'll come back to District Express, who's a half-brother to Sacred Ibis in a moment, but
Full-brother or
half-brother, I think. Yeah, Refined Treasure. He'll be on speed, and that's probably key here, I think.
Yeah, look, I think this is a Class 1, Class 2 horse, right. So I think he's going to win the race. I think he'll beat Complacency, second up. So I think they're the two main protagonists. They're the two main ones in the race, but I really like this horse. I think he's a really, really nice horse.
Yep, what he said. Can't really add to that at all, to be honest. I think they're both very good. I was impressed with Complacency first up, because he was wrong side of the track, gets a good draw, but I don't think he's as good as Refined Treasure just yet. All
right, well, let's have a look at Complacency then. And the difference probably being, although he's come up with a better draw this time, Complacency, or a higher draw, is that he might be giving ground to his main rival here.
Yeah, I think that's possibly an issue, but I did like the way he stuck on here, and they didn't go desperately hard out in front here either. So it's not as if all these horses are really, you know, needing oxygen out in front and stopping. He's just quickened up quite nicely in the end, and I thought it was a pretty good display. It was interesting, he wasn't desperately heavily backed first time out. No. Be interesting to see how they back him tomorrow.
His favourite at the moment, John. The Just Not Listening, I thought was a good run just in behind as well when he ran 5th. I thought it wasn't a bad run from him. So he has improved. Come on, so I think he'll be a bit closer in the running.
All right, we've seen District Express. Here's the other first start, a Happy Force. I mentioned before, he's a half to Long John. He won a Caulfield and a UAE 2,000 guineas.
Oh, he's probably the best of the first starters, I thought. He comes in at £1,080. He had 3 trials in Australia, and he's had 3 trials here. So he's been really well educated. He's drawn 12 as well. I think he goes right. He's the son of Piero, and that progeny's going pretty well in Australia at the moment. So I wouldn't be surprised if he runs okay. And he's come up quite short in the market.
Well, it's noticeable as well. His 2 trials, his last 2 trials, he's won them both, and he's been quite hard-ridden to win them. DB pin in behind him there. It's not a bad little form line from a barrier trial. So, yeah, he's an interesting contender, definitely.
All right, but the market tells us it's a race in 2. Do you see it that way as well, Paul?
Yeah, I do, actually. But I'll go with Refined Treasure. He's had that extra run under his belt. He's third up, whereas the other one's only second up. To beat, I've got Just Not Listening, actually, in saying that, in for second, just ahead of Complacency, because I think he's improved a bit, and he'll just add a little bit more value into Quinela's Complacency. Not much between them, though. And the other improver is Strikey Mr. C. He's dropped a bit of 26 pounds coming into this particular contest. He's drawn well, and he's trialled really nicely recently. 2, 6, 3 and 8, but I think 2 will win it.
OK, I've got the same cue as Paul, got 2 on top over the 3. I think those 2 are going to be very hard to beat. I've gone for Happy Force in there for third. I think the trials have been good enough, and I think he's primed for his debut here in Hong Kong. And I've gone with a horse called Golden F a little bit further down. I've been waiting for him to run the all-weather, and he's actually run pretty badly on the all-weather. But he actually ran reasonably well down the straight 1,000 earlier on in his career, and he's got an incredibly lightweight on this particular occasion. Wouldn't be surprised if he nipped into sort of quartets and stuff at a big price. But I think the first 2 here pick themselves.
Let's hope so. I've gone the same way as well, 2 and 3. I've thrown in the District Express, though. I think he might be a chance of running over a few beaten horses. 2 down then, 8 to go. We'll take a short break. Back right after this.